Hi everyone. In today's clip, I will talk a little bit about Ajwain and its uses and benefits. Just a reminder that anything I post here is not meant to diagnose or cure anything and is for informational use only. For any health related matters, please consult your healthcare provider. So, Ajwain or carom seeds is a traditional spice used widely in Middle Eastern and North African kitchens. Beyond its flavor, it's known for several potential wellness benefits that it has, and for my Farsi speaking followers, it's called zenyan. So, I will show you what it looks like. Actually, it comes in a package like this, and the seeds are pretty small, as you see, they're very tiny. First of all, it helps with digestion. So it relieves indigestion, gas, bloating, and acidity. And its active compound is called thymol, and it helps increase digestive enzyme activity and improves the gut function. Ajwain water is commonly used to provide quick relief from gas buildup and stomach discomfort. So for Ajwain water infusion, usually you take you boil one teaspoon, you boil 1 teaspoon Ajwain in 1 cup of water for 5 to 10 minutes, and then you strain it and sip it before meals to enhance the digestion. It also supports respiratory health. Because it's volatile oils that it has, it can help reduce nasal congestion, ease coughing, and clear mucus and phlegm. So many people use Ajwain steam inhalation when they have cold to relieve the cold. So Ajwain also has anti-inflammatory properties due to its content of thymol, as I mentioned, and other antioxidants in which helps reduce mild inflammation and discomfort, as well as its antimicrobial and antifungal effects. Ajwain water boosts metabolism, improves digestion, reduces water retention, and it is also traditionally used for pain relief and menstrual and stomach cramps, as well as joint pain, as an infusion in oil, for example, oral health, to regulate blood pressure, because studies suggest Ajwain's thymol can help relax the blood vessels, potentially helping in blood pressure regulation. So let's see how we can use this. We can make Ajwain water, as I mentioned. You boil the teaspoon of seeds and drink it warm. You can have it as with meals. You can have it with meals, like adding it to rotis or generally any food that you like to add it to, and you can chew it raw for quick gas relief, and you can use it in steam inhalation, as I mentioned, for colds and congestion. One thing to note before I go on is to avoid large quantities during pregnancy, and some people may sort of react to the high intake by causing acidity. And I mean high intake, I don't mean like 1 teaspoon or something like that. And because it has thymol, if there is any liver issues, you need to make sure to be cautious with that. So combining Ajwain with walnuts creates a potent little digestive and health boosting duo. So walnuts provide healthy fats that can aid smooth digestion and support gut health, gut lining health, sort of. So together, Ajwain helps the gut process the food that we are eating efficiently, while walnuts provide nourishment and satiety, making meals easier to digest. Also, walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation in joints and tissues. And as I mentioned, Ajwain has thymol, which has a mild anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. So together, this mix can help reduce joint discomfort and support overall inflammation management. Walnuts are also known for their cholesterol lowering and cardiovascular sort of benefits. Ajwain may help sort of regulate blood pressure and reduce cholesterol absorption, as I mentioned, and hence together, they synergistically support heart and arterial health. Walnuts contain antioxidants that support overall lung and immune health. And together with Ajwain, they can help respiratory wellness, especially during seasonal changes. Walnuts are brain foods rich in DHA, which is a type of omega-3 that supports cognitive function. And Ajwain contains minerals like calcium and iron that support nerve and muscle function. So together, they nourish both mind and body in a complementary way. Now let's see how to use these two together and what does that look like. So if you can, for example, chew 2 to 3 walnuts with a pinch of Ajwain after meals for digestion. Alternatively, you can grind them both into a powder and mix it with a little bit of honey or warm water to have it. Also, you can do a mixture, something like this. You take, let's say, 10 to 12 walnuts and try to make the walnuts as fresh as possible. 1 teaspoon of Ajwain seed, half a teaspoon of ginger powder, which is optional again, but it's added sort of digestion and anti-inflammatory effect. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, again optional, but it warms the digestion and balances the metabolism. 1 to 2 teaspoons of honey, again optional, is for taste. And preparation is like this. So you're going to dry roast the Ajwain seeds in a pan slightly and very lightly on low heat for about 30 to 60 seconds until you smell the aroma, until it's aromatic. Then grind the walnuts and the roasted Ajwain together into a coarse powder, and you can add your ginger and cinnamon to it if you want, and mix it with honey when you're taking it, not at that point. So usually you can take half to 1 teaspoon of this powder after meals with warm water, or mix it into milk or yogurt. So the daily joint and digestion support, you can do 1 to 2 teaspoons a day, which is enough. And the benefits of this mixture are many. And so one of them is, for example, Ajwain and ginger stimulate enzymes and reduce bloating, so it's good for digestion. Walnut, cinnamon, Ajwain, they reduce inflammation, so they're good for joints and any inflammatory issues. Walnuts, honey, cinnamon, and Ajwain support antioxidant defense, so they're good for immunity. The healthy fats from walnuts plus warming spices that we're using help regulate blood sugar and cholesterol, so they're good for metabolism and for the heart. You can also soak the walnuts in warm water overnight before grinding. This sort of enhances, but make sure that you peel them if you do that. This enhances nutrient absorption and soften them for easier digestion. To take it up a notch, there's the triple action Ayurvedic tonic that targets digestion, joints, and immunity with Ajwain, walnuts, and haritaki. Haritaki is also called black myrobalan. So I have black myrobalan. Make sure that's black, not yellow, because there are 2 different types of myrobalan. So black myrobalan looks something like this, right? So it's a small seed again, and these are very potent, by the way, and they have many, many uses. Myrobalan itself has many, many uses, but if you're mixing it with this, so the ingredients that you're going to be needing, so that's called haritaki, black myrobalan, and I think there's another name here for it as well. I was reading something, it's called Kalaharad. So Kalaharad also is the same as black myrobalan or haritaki. So the ingredients you're going to need is 8 to 10 sort of walnuts, 1 teaspoon of Ajwain seeds, which is lightly roasted, as we talked about before, half to 1 teaspoon of haritaki. So you're going to grind these, obviously, so that you get the teaspoon thing. Haritaki powder, and half a teaspoon of ginger powder, half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and 1 to 2 teaspoons of raw honey, preferably organic, obviously, and half a cup of warm water or warm organic or fresh milk. So just like before, you're going to roast the ajwain seeds lightly on low heat for a few seconds. And then you're going to grind the walnuts with roasted ajwain and haritaki into a fine powder. Then you're going to add your ginger and cinnamon. Now, you can mix this powder with the warm water or milk and add honey to it once it's warm, not hot, and so that you can preserve the enzymes in honey. And you can drink half a cup once or twice a day after meals or first thing in the morning, however you prefer. You also can take 1 teaspoon of the dry powder soda directly with a sip of warm water. So I usually take a heaping teaspoon at night just before bed and on empty stomach. If you do that, you need to make sure you chew very well to a degree that it cannot be chewed anymore. This makes sure you have proper amount of saliva mixed into it, and it makes it even better absorbed than taking it with milk or warm water. Now, the benefits of this: ajwain and haritaki gently cleanse the gut and reduce bloating, gas, or trapped acids that cause various aches and pains. Walnuts, ginger, and cinnamon help reduce inflammation and nourish the joints. Walnuts and haritaki and honey provide antioxidants. It supports the liver function and strengthens overall immunity. Healthy fats from walnuts, plus the warming spices that we're adding, plus haritaki, helps balance blood sugar, cholesterol, and circulation. The dry powdered mix can be stored in a tight jar for about 2 to 3 weeks, but add the honey fresh when you're consuming every time. And if you have soaked the walnuts, make it in a smaller amounts and keep refrigerated for about a couple of days. So soaking the walnuts will reduce the shelf life quite drastically. Hope this has been helpful. My clips are also available on YouTube. Like and follow for more, and be the light.